Beep, 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 beep. All that's new from the Jessery gravy stuffing new arts. Right. Morning. Tis Sunday. Amen. I hope all of you are going to have a lovely day. Weather here is pretty bloody dreadful, and the whole place is smogged up as if I'm some sweating hog. I don't know what's going on. I got a message from Scotland, that beautiful country I mentioned yesterday. So we're back with Scotland again. There's a moose loose about this moose, right? And what the message asked me to do was to take a look at something that the school was doing, because it was believed that there may be a few of you out there who might be interested in what schools are doing when it comes to this stuff, right? Crazy broccoli, man. All right, okay. There's a joke that comes with that. I'll tell it to you one day. So here we go. A few years back, it's one of the things that piqued a lot of people and what made a lot of people understand that there was something terribly wrong with what they're calling DEI or EDI, and is in fact what is called DI. So just before we begin, let's get the definitions of those two things down. From my perspective, equality, diversity and inclusion, EDI, diversity, inclusivity and equity, DIE, or DEI, or whatever, whichever way they put it. Equality, diversity and inclusion is equality of opportunity. Equality of opportunity is enshrined in the Public Sector Equality Duty Act, which means that everybody who has a public sector equality duty, be that a private hospital doing public things that would normally be done by the public sector, is covered by the Public Sector Equality Duty, which calls for a number of things, including treating everybody who has a protected characteristic under the Equality Act the same way as you treat somebody who hasn't, i.e. treating everybody equally for equality of opportunity, as well as fostering good relations between those that have a protected characteristic and those that don't. So what they're saying is it's a straight line. That's your baseline. Equality of opportunity for everybody. Yep. And not treating anybody differently. Oh, there we are. Look. Yep. So sex, marriage, sexuality, gender reassignment. Not treating anybody differently. Okay? Very important that you know this from the start. DEI, or DIE as I prefer to call it, DI, which is a different thing altogether, is about equity. Equality of opportunity, diversity of thought, inclusivity in action. You want to change the world? Turn up. Okay, it's not hard, right? DIE, diversity of immutable characteristics, inclusivity in the in-group, equity, which is equality of outcome. Think Stalin, Mao, Pol Pot, 100 million dead. You're on the right track, okay? So let's take a look. Bear that in mind, right? And bear in mind the case of Evergreen College, which is what I was mentioning at the beginning, where they started doing DI and it wrecked the college. I put the video in the linkage in the bloggy thingy underneath here. Subscribe. Join my Patreon. Help keep me going. I'd like to do a lot more of this analysis. But, a full analysis of something like I've been sent is a week's work. Okay? And right now I couldn't even give it 5 minutes because I haven't got the time or the resources to do it. So I'd like to do a lot more of this evaluation stuff, and I'd like to do a lot more of this analysis. But it's going to cost money to do it. So if you can help out, join me Patreon for a $5. Or better still, become a warrior teacher and learn how to do it with me. Even better, right? So let's go. I've got this one college. Shan't mention it, from Scotland. What is Scotland? Okay. First thing we're going to do, and this might be in a number of parts, we're going to look at their, what they call a letter to commitment. I'm not going to name them. All right, what we call a letter to commitment. And I've highlighted a few things in the letter of commitment that are important for us to understand, and I want to go through them quickly. Then in the next video, we'll look at what they're doing in more depth. Okay, so here we go. We take strength from our diversity, and it is a priority that we continue to work against any form of discrimination to create an environment of kindness and compassion. Right? That's your first red flag. Okay? So there's your first red flag. All right? Kindness and compassion are not indicators of success. So what it actually says is at Fates College, oh, fuck it, I said the name. Oh, well, so what? We take strength from our diversity, and it is a priority that we continue to work against any form of discrimination. What, any? What about recognising when someone is a vile twat? Or discriminating because you prefer a sausage to a banger, right? Or discriminating because you like one food and not another, right? Discrimination isn't just what you think it means. Discrimination is a good thing. I discriminate between people who are dangerous to children and those that aren't. Okay? So we continue to work against any form of discrimination to create an environment of kindness and compassion. What that actually means is we work against any form of discrimination, which you can also take to mean independent thought. We continue to work against any form of independent thought to create an environment of weakness and gullibility. The world is not a happy-cappy place, right? And of course, we should encourage people to be kind and compassionate. But that's not what the environment should be. Kindness and compassion, they're not going to hospital, you therapeutic cockwombles, right? This desire is enshrined in the aims of the school with particular reference to those copied below. Copied being the word. Right. To achieve our mission and vision, we will ensure our students feel valued and respected as an individual. What, all the time? All the time? You want them to feel respected and valued all the time? Or do you think there might be a time when it would be a good idea for them not to feel valued and respected? You know, shame, which is central to the development of children. Feel safe. I don't want them safe. I want them effective, and so do you. Have a sense of personal worth. Really? You're going to develop that in them, are you? By telling them what? They're wonderful? Are thoughtful and considerate of the needs of others when it's not to their dangerous detriment. You know, like we all support people, well, we thought we were, supporting people that had a mental illness and weren't very well or had a medical condition and therefore needed help and guidance and our understanding. Yeah. Ooh. Then they add, this is the good bit, while possessing a willingness to take on responsibility. A willingness to take on responsibility. You enforce the responsibility on them. That's how you grow strong, resilient adults. We're going to develop their self-confidence. You're not going to develop their self-confidence. You're going to produce an environment in which their self-confidence is going to be damaged because you've let monsters into your college. Integrity, go with that one. Emotional resilience. Go on, tell me what that means. Tell me what it means, right? It's not what you think it is. Emotional resilience. Emotional resilience, right, means, you know, letting go to them. It means emptying your emotional bowels in public. That's what it bloody well means. Loyalty, good manners and humour. I'm down with that, you fuckers. Oh, well, I'm down with half of it. Right, okay. Leadership skills and teamwork. Right, they're 10 or 15, you know, leadership skills. You can't be, right, you can't make somebody a leader. It oozes off of them. We've got leaders who aren't leaders now, but when you get one, you know one. You know what I mean? Churchill. Blair, to a certain degree. Yeah. Thatcher. Gandhi. You know, leaders are leaders, and often it's thrust upon people. You can give them some skills to be able to lead, I suppose, but who they leading? It's a school. We'll find out later. Right, okay. We acknowledge that to create a truly inclusive school, there needs to be a commitment from the whole community, including governors, school leadership. What, so you haven't? Until these Inclusion Lab, who they're working with, until these people came along? You haven't? Right, okay. Its commitments need to be long-lasting, focused on action, over an agreed timeline and with adequate resourcing. So what they're saying is they've been under-resourced, they haven't been focusing on action, and they haven't got a truly inclusive school. What's wrong with these people? Recent consultations have shown there are important areas where we can improve, including findings. Here we go. Oh, we're about to start. Including findings from the Equality Survey. Who do they survey? Which highlighted use of microaggressions. They've been captured. This is not going to end well. Evergreen too. And desire for an increased celebration of different cultures. Really? Really? Right, okay, so what you're going to do is elevate some above others at certain times. Careful. I can feel the Equality Act nipping at your heels. You don't elevate anybody. That's the point. We therefore welcome the opportunity to work with Inclusion Labs. Well, you might welcome it now, but you'll rue it later. To help us identify the actions we need to reach our goal. Right? What's the goal? Equity. That's the goal. The flattening of everything. You know that to achieve equity, you can't have equality of outcome and equality of opportunity. So they're saying, they actually have a legal duty, I believe, to do equality of opportunity. I don't know whether that's true in Scotland. But they want equity, equality of outcome. Okay, so here's where it gets really juicy. We are building on the progress already started, but we acknowledge that there will be challenges to overcome. They've been in a struggle session with these Inclusion Lab people. A working group of experienced staff has been created. Experienced in what? Maoism. And here we go, student-led equality groups. Well, that ain't going to go fucking right, is it? I've got PhD students that can't get it, and they're going to do it with 12-year-olds. We have the Equality Society, the Student Council, the Asian Society, the Afro-Caribbean Society. Right, you're already in trouble. Right? Where's the others? Where's the Disability Society? Where's the Maternity Society? You're in trouble. Where's the Gay Society? You're in trouble. This is a Christian school, The entire edifice of Christianity is based upon equality of opportunity, of allowing each person to grow. They are betraying the first principles of the religion this school has attached it to. We look forward to working with Inclusion Labs. Yeah, but you look backward in anger, horror and despair. Trust me. Go and watch Evergreen, whoever wrote this. Lady somebody and then somebody else, right? Then we go to their diversity, equality and inclusion policy. We'll have a quick trip through that and then we'll call it a day. Because, I'm teaching me warrior teachers this morning. I'm very excited to see them. Ooh. So here we go. It says here, this policy should be read in conjunction with the school's counter-bullying policy. Right, I bet it should. Staff should refer to the staff diversity, equity and inclusion policy. The diversity, equity and inclusion policy is available on the college website and can be made available on request, right? The college seeks to fulfill this aim of promoting and developing inclusion and equality. Within the same paragraph, they're trying to have equality of opportunity and equality of outcome. You can't have both. You can't have both. You either have equality of opportunity, which is where you allow everybody to flourish as individuals, or you can have equality of outcome, where you make sure everybody finishes the same. You can't have both. And these are smart people doing this. Inclusion Lab. Right, the college seeks to fulfill its commitment, and again, now it's gone back to equity, diversity, equity and inclusion. This was written by a confused monkey. How are you doing on the equality of... This has been through a committee. Makes sense to you? Yeah, we're all behind it. The minute you say anything to do with equality or inclusion, people lose their fucking minds. Right, okay. The governor's head and senior leadership team have responsibility for ensuring the school operates within the legal framework for equality. Right? It is the responsibility of all staff. Support and participate in any measure introduced to promote equality and diversity. Right, okay. So it's equity one minute, it's equality the next. This is a school confused. The legal framework. Discrimination can take place in many forms. When someone is treated less favourably than another person because of a protected characteristic. I mean, you're supposed to react to it when it happens, not try and force everybody into a shoebox. What else we got here? Perception discrimination it then explains the different types of discrimination. And then it says aims and values. The first and number one aim. Number one aim of this college, right, is Fates College, right, is the aims of this policy and the wider school aims are to provide equal opportunities for all. And when we do, we're going to make you have the same outcomes. I see you got an A. Well, you got a C. We'll give you both a B. That's what they're fucking doing. Woo! Eliminate unlawful language or behaviour. Right. Provide a secure environment in which students feel safe, valued. That really does undo people being special. Being, special enough to jump ahead of everybody else and do something extraordinary for the rest of us. Wonder what you'll foster. Wonder what will birth from your raging progeny of a bloody die policy. Actively challenge discrimination in all its forms. All its forms. This is the kind of forced teaming shit we've heard before. Next thing you know, they'll be telling the gay kids and the lesbian kids that they're bloody homophobic because they won't sleep with a LARPing trans girl. Trans girl. Right, again, to achieve these aims, the school will ensure all staff are aware of their responsibilities to promote equality of opportunity. Can I both? Which is it? And will have ongoing professional opportunities to develop awareness, knowledge, skills and attitudes necessary to deliver a non-discriminatory curriculum and to identify and address any issue that may arise. Just teach the kids, you tossers. Ensure staff seek to understand and provide for the individual needs of the students. How can you deal with the individual needs if you do inequity that requires you to lump everybody together so you can see who's above who and who's below who and then, flatten it out? Absolutely the same. Absolutely same. Right? They've got a programme called Getting It Right for Every Child, or GERFEC. This is like someone at a brass eye. GERFEC. GERFEC. The latter aims to educate the community about the importance of inclusivity. Yeah? Why don't you teach them about the importance of excluding certain people? Like homophobes. Or Islamists that want to throw gay people off buildings. Yeah? Or narcissistic cluster B personality kids who haven't grown up properly and need mental assistance. Right, so the programme GERFEC, right, aims to educate the community. So they've learned the mantra and they're going to take it out into the community. And get this, they're going to utilise effective outside speakers and appropriately trained staff, senior students. They're going to send these people out to proselytise the Book of Diversity of Immutable Characteristics. Inclusivity in action, inclusivity in the in-group, and then equality of outcome. They're going to send them out into the communities. It's Maoism. It's plain and simple Maoism, right? Okay? This is a religious school. And I'm absolutely of no doubt in my mind. You could have a look at the website. They're an extraordinary, they do great things. Not for long, okay? This will be the end of them. It will be the end of them, and they don't know it. Written into their policy is the end of that college. And I wish they would wake up and smell the coffee, because Fates College, which is what it's called, I know I wasn't going to say it, but I can't resist. It's the best thing to do, isn't it? Like sunlight. Tell me if I'm wrong. Okay, so what we're going to do next time is we're going to have a look and see what they've been asked to do by Inclusion Labs. Let's find out exactly how they've come up with this twisted, stupid, confused document that I imagine your average parent isn't going to see what I see. Because most people aren't taught to audit this shit. Warrior teachers are. Yeah, see? Get them gone. Okay, just right, so I'm going to do the next bit now, and then hopefully upload it all later so that you can see it in all its glory. Thank you very much. See you later.